Can you turn that off?
And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's funny. She has the same one I have. I like it. We think great minds think alike. I like it. That's the one I have. Well, they got rid of my UFO thing, so we're back. We had to do that one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh. Hey, hey everyone. Good evening, good morning, whatever time of day it is that you're listening to this. Welcome to Heart with Soul Real Talk with Pat and Norma.
I'm Pat.
Norma.
Good morning. How's
And
everyone doing on this bright, sunshiny day?
yeah. So,
We're
Pat,
going to
what are we
talk
talking
about
about today?
exercising while you might be ill, under the weather, the pros, the cons. Norma and I, looks like we do share different values in terms of that. I think that there's, two different sides of that. So we're going to talk to you about both sides of working out while you're ill or while you're sick or under the weather. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
This is interesting because, yes, especially with
Yes.
winter coming. So people are going to start feeling a little bit like, ooh, my throat hurts. Ooh, I got a little congestion going on. They're going to start feeling those winter blues that come around. So yes, a very good topic and relevant with the seasons changing. And we're going to dive in. So what is your take on it, Pat?
Of course, you always have to check with your medical profession, but depending upon the diagnosis and what it is, if it's something mild, you're not, dehydrated, throwing up or what have you. I think it's okay. You know your body, and I'm not talking about going out doing full-fledged, type exercise. I was reading in some places, and it's saying, in fact, working out has been shown to decrease your risk of chronic illnesses and diseases like diabetes and heart disease. So it helps you, boost your immune system, is what Healthline is saying in regards to working out. But once again, you got to make sure that you are able to physically do what you want to do. I mean, you can work out in a chair, you can cut back, the time that you're exercising. I mean, because for me, I don't know, it looks like I'm chronically ill all the time. If it's not one thing, it's another. So if I put that limitation in there for me, I am not going to be working out at all. So it just depends, So I was, checking on some different websites and looking at some different things. And it just depends, on what the illness and how you feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and yes, that's true. If you feel so sick and miserable, don't go work out, right? But if you feel able to, I hear what you're saying, that you would.
Okay.
So here's my crux on it. I have a problem when people work out in a gym setting, and that's where my thing is. When people are sick and they go work out in a gym setting. So if you're sick and you don't feel that great, and you're working out at home and you feel you're able to, then that's all up to you. You feel strong enough, you had a doctor, and you're right, exercise does help boost the immunity. However, when the people go to the gym, I believe that's a part of gym etiquette. Not going to the gym, not being around people where you can spread your illness, not everyone doesn't wipe down the bars. Everyone doesn't wear gloves when they're working out. So then that nose rub right here, while it's all innocent to the person who might be a little sick, when you go grab that bar and you've passed that germ on to the next person, and then it just keeps getting passed on to the next person if you don't wipe down your bars, if you don't clean. Oh my goodness, excuse me. No, I'm not getting sick there. It's just
okay.
It's just, that's my big crux on it, when people go to a gym setting sick or around other people sick, because you're passing it. And I just, that's just a pet peeve.
I can certainly understand that. And especially, I used to work at a gym. I used to work over at 24-Hour Fitness, and folks would be in there, and there's a lot of folks even, they don't realize gym, like you're saying, gym etiquette. Bring your towel, wash it down when you're done. Wash it before and wash it after. And, gyms,
Yeah.
public places like that, they can be kind of gross, right? And so I agree with you there as well. Yeah, if you're,
Mhm.
yeah, don't bring that there because other folks can get that as well
Mhm.
and get sick. I know sometimes they use above the neck, theory where if it's above the neck, then you're okay, type thing. Make sure that you're, runny nose, stuffy nose, experiencing symptoms above your neck, perhaps. But yeah, I agree with
Mhm.
you there. I definitely agree with you. I haven't been to the gym in a moment. I probably since before the summer. So I just haven't had time. I've just been
Mhm.
doing my workouts, what
Mhm.
I do when I'm teaching classes or, walking and doing stuff at the park, which is something that you can do. I totally agree with you, Norma. Yeah, if something like that's
Mhm.
going on, then yeah, perhaps stay home, do some, modify your routine,
Mhm.
right? Because you don't want to, you got to be mindful of other people. You don't
Mhm.
want to get everybody else sick. I hope not, and especially for us, once again, as
Yeah.
being African American females, which is the audience and that we're targeting and talking to, we want to make sure that, we stay healthy, but, we
Mhm.
also want to make sure that if you're deciding that you do want to work out, that it's something that you do in an environment that's safe for you because you don't want to bring that back to your folks that are at home.
Right. Yeah. 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 I've seen so I've gone to the gym and I know a
Hmm.
certain person, I know a certain individual that will go to the gym purposely when they're sick to use the steam room. And every time I every time I hear that, I'm like, "Oh my god." So you have a germ inside you because you're sick. There's something going on, and you're going to the steam room where it's moist and humid. And all I think of is like, "Oh, that germ's loving that." And then it is probably being passed around. So that again, gym
Yeah.
etiquette right there.
Oh
Uh,
boy. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because their theory is
that's
they're
one.
going there, they're
Like,
getting into that sauna
mhm,
or the steam room, and they're gonna sweat it out because
yeah,
that's what the we're gonna sweat it out and we're gonna
yes,
give it to every. I mean, seriously, you can't really unless you're going in there when the steam is off and somebody's got some bleach and everything disinfected to clean that thing down. That stuff is going to spread like an infestation. Okay.
yeah,
Well, yeah. Okay. I got you. Oh my
hmm
gosh. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
oh yeah, yeah. So when you had mentioned that
Uh,
subject, that's what was going through my head. I was like,
yeah. Sweat
"Oh
it
no,
out.
I don't,
Uh,
I no, yeah, working out in that." But it's just that we live in a community, and there are
yeah.
communicable diseases, and we I think we as humans we should take care of each other and just think courteously of each other and just I don't want to get
Mm-mm.
people sick when I'm sick. So I tend to
Yeah.
stay away from the gym setting. And then I also usually when I'm sick, I'm pretty sick. So I'm the type of person who's like I'm down for the count. It's not getting up. It usually hits the whole body and it just lays me out for a couple of days. And when I was younger, I would get sick and still be able to like
Mm-hmm.
function,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, still be able to like go out and feel like maybe I could lift a weight or two. But lately, it's just when I get sick, I'm down for a count. And my immune system is just going to have to do it on its own. I can't help with the
I
exercise.
got you. I got you. Hey, as we grow up, that's what I'm saying, for me right now. So
Uh-huh.
allergies, I've got allergies like crazy and they want the air conditioning on and we got a clean filter and everything. It's just that I don't do air conditioning. So my sinus is going, and then we had a fire up the street the other day too. So my sinus is just, and
Mm.
so it sounds like a cold, but it's not. But even with that, as you
Mhm.
said, the gym sitting and, being down for the count when you're ill, you got to know your body as we grow up. I know for me,
Mhm.
and when I was saying the above the neck thing, so yeah, I got it wrong. So if it's above the neck, you don't want to be working out and going to the gym, right? Because your nose, you're sniffling, all that junk's going everywhere. You're sneezing, that's when you're spreading everything.
Mhm.
But, it's just, I hope folks realize and think about that gym etiquette when you're going. And I go to Planet Fitness, and I see folks in there, and I think because it's a newer gym, that sometimes they're paying attention. But when I worked at 24-hour fitness, oh girl,
Mhm.
I could tell you some
What story?
stories. I mean, they want us to go around and make sure that folks are doing what they're supposed to doing. And if they're not, clean up some of their mess with that. I'm like, no, y'all didn't give me that kind of training. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it was,
Oh.
yeah. And folks are sweating. I mean, really, really sweating and don't have a towel, so, and then
Yeah.
we had,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they don't
And then
wipe
they don't
down.
wipe down.
And then you come there and you look, and sometimes what I would do, I would, when I was working, I have to skip that particular thing and go to something else because I'm not going to put
Mhm.
myself in that situation where, I got to clean up behind somebody else that was just,
Mhm.
I don't know. I ain't even going to say the word. But, with COVID
Yeah.
now, sometimes I know when I started going back to the gym, I would wear my mask and folks would be looking, oh, is she sick or what have you? No, fool. I'm trying not
Mhm.
to get sicker because I think you're sick.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not, and
Yeah.
now, that's the other thing with the change of season. We got to be cognizant of that. You know, um, Folks, we just had a
Mhm.
place, we were
Yeah.
closed down for a year. I never would have thought something like that in my lifetime in the 21st century. So it's scary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and now the World Health Organization just announced that
Mm.
mpox is
Okay.
now a problem. So I wonder, right, in our area, we haven't, from my
Hmm.
understanding, we haven't had anything yet, but it's in California. And so, how to, hey, if it happens in California, more than
Yeah.
likely
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hitting us next. So, that's just something to be mindful of as we go to the gym and working out. Wipe down your equipment and before you get on it, because
Yeah.
we're discussing illness and just being in a community setting and then communicable diseases. So, you know, as things start changing right now, because it seems like something's changed, things are
Yeah.
getting ready to. I hope we don't have the same thing. Can you hear that
No.
by chance on my
Okay.
end?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
Oh no.
My
I know.
kid
I
is
can't.
here and he's
No.
real
No. No.
loud.
I can't hear it. No. Yeah. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, as we have to be mindful, like, just, I guess,
Yeah,
gym etiquette,
I know.
wipe it down.
So this
And like,
changed over. It's so
so
funny. This changed over from being
gym etiquette.
exercising, while you're ill, to gym etiquette, to diseases, which is cool
Uh,
because it's all part of that part, melting pot, right? Of all of it, because it can all go hand in
mhm.
hand. And as I said, us as African American females, it's we can bring all that stuff home to our significant others, to our children, to ourselves again,
Yeah.
and so I mean, I like it
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's all the whole ball of wax here. We got it all together, and maybe that's that maybe that was our
Mhm.
topic, was gym etiquette, right? Along, because it can,
Yeah.
you can,
Well,
it takes care of also being ill, being sick, and perhaps we are kind of overlapping here, because I'm seeing exactly what you're saying now. From I see it
yeah.
from that, I didn't even think about that. Folks in the gym and gym etiquette not bringing
Yeah.
their towels. I mean, that's the first thing I grab. Is my towel. But and thank
Mhm.
goodness now the gyms are
Okay.
cognizant of it, and they have the spray bottles and stuff there for us too, because with stuff in there that's going to disinfect and get this
Mhm.
stuff, because it's real. It is real, folks.
Right.
Because what is it with germs? I can't quite remember, but germs, they're just, it's fast, and you don't realize you're touching your
Mhm.
eyes, you're touching your nose, and those are the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
places. I mean, when COVID was, that's what they were talking about: your eyes, your nose.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Very
that's what
true.
we're talking about. It's just make sure you know yourself, know your body, know your environment, um, know what's going on. Make sure you're always checking with your medical professional. Make sure that they're telling you that, hey, maybe you should just stay home, based on if you have high blood pressure. Okay, that's another. If you have
Mhm.
diabetes, cholesterol, all those can,
Mhm.
heart disease, kidney disease, all those can go in tandem with working out and not working out, right?
Mhm.
And yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, and if you have like if you have high blood pressure, make sure you're tracking and monitoring your
Hmm.
heart rate when you're working out. Because if it goes over a certain number, and I believe, so I'm trying to get my certificate for an elder
Okay. Okay.
fitness professional. And I'm trying to remember there's a certain heart rate,
Okay.
and forgive me, I just
No,
read it
it's okay.
yesterday, so it's not stuck in my head. It's not there. And I want to say if your heart rate is over and please don't
50,
quote me on
160
this,
maybe. Yeah, that's what I've
160,
seen. Yeah,
160, 180.
yeah,
It's pretty high. Yeah.
yeah,
So what was it,
yeah.
160, 180, somewhere around there? Yeah. If your heart rate's reaching there, then that's when it's time
Okay.
to just you stop. Um, because that's going
It's too
into
high.
the heart rate. It's just
Yeah.
it's too much. It's too high. And then that could lead to a whole myriad of
Passing out,
things, heart attacks, passing out.
passing out.
We
I know
don't
that's the
want that.
first thing
Don't want that.
that's the
Yeah.
first thing I thought about. And I know we're laughing and making fun of it, but no,
Yeah.
it's very, very
Yeah.
serious.
It's serious.
Lightheadedness for
Mhm.
me. So I have vertigo, and if you're on medication, so I don't know. Us as being African American females, the Marriott, and the drill. Okay. Um, Most of us, for some odd reason, are prone to high blood pressure. I don't care what you do. High
Yeah.
blood pressure, diabetes are two of our things that we're
Mhm.
prone to. And I'm sitting here, yes, I work out. Yeah, I try to eat correctly. I try to stay fit. And my doctor tells me, well, dear, there's this thing called DNA and hereditary diseases. And obviously, in
Mhm.
my family, that's what happens with the blood pressure issue. And I kid you not, for the longest I kept it at bay, I kept it at bay. And then you hit a certain age and it says, okay, yeah, no. And so then I would play with it because I played my own crackpot doctor, right? And I'd sit there. Yeah, that's exactly right. So I'm like, okay, doctor, give me 6 months, man. I'm going to get this. I'm going to make it right. Just give me 6 months. Please give me this time and I'm going to do right. And I
Yeah.
don't care. I swear I was doing all the right things, healthy, everything. It didn't matter. It was something in my body, as they were saying, in my DNA, something with this blood pressure on both sides of the family. And to me, anything over or getting near to 140 over 80, I'm tripping. Okay. And
Mhm.
so she says, well, since you're tripping, I'm gonna trip
Mhm.
too. you know. And so for
Oh.
me, so they put me on some blood pressure medication, the lowest dose. And that's all it really took. I mean, I
Uh-huh.
was eating correctly, and my doctor was
Mhm.
saying, well, I know how fanatical and how crazy, because I'm crazy like that. And so sometimes you might need, what I'm saying, folks, is sometimes you might need a little help. And it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
as I said, I'm
Yeah.
exercising, I'm eating correctly, and doing everything I'm supposed to do. But of course, I'm
Yeah.
67 years old. Okay. And our bodies are just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
designed, uh, for this longevity thing that we're doing, and we are doing it. People are living to be, 100 years old, and that's the norm. But there's our
Mhm.
body still breaks
Yeah.
down. We're seeing folks, at a certain age, folks are getting cancer. That's because our cells inside. They're just not regenerating the way they are supposed to. So, just be
Right.
cognizant of that. Wear a Fitbit,
Oh,
wear
yeah.
your, what's the other thing? The
Yeah.
Fitbit, and then the Apple Watch. And then I know they have some other things out there. I have a Fitbit because Apple Watch, that's just, got to have another line, got to get this, got to get that. I'm like,
Mm.
my Fitbit does
Oh,
almost the
yeah.
same as my Apple Watch does. And it tracks my, my blood pressure, my heart rate, tells me my steps, some other things involved in that. And, when I'm working out, if I see
Hmm.
150, especially with me having vertigo and being on the medication, I know that I might be prone to being a little bit lightheaded. So then I slow it down, right?
Yeah.
And,
Hmm.
think about it and stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. I know we're all over the place with this
Yes.
particular,
Yes.
but it all ties in, right? Yeah, exercising, while
Yes.
you're
It
ill,
does. It does. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, it is what it is, all tied in, and we
Yeah.
just we just want people to be healthy. Like you were saying, uh, there's a one fitness professional. His name's OG Shaw. He has a doctorate in
Okay.
exercise physiology, I believe it is. But he was talking about, like, if we could just make exercise a pill, like put it in pill form and just give it to people, so that if they could just swallow this pill and that's how they got their daily exercise, it would cost it
I
prevent,
like it.
and it's exercise, while it's not magical, it is extremely helpful in keeping chronic illness at bay, mitigating it, keeping away. A lot
Hmm.
of chronic
Hmm.
illnesses are preventable. Heart disease is preventable. Cancer in
Hmm.
certain one, they could be preventable. Diabetes, preventable. These things that if we take the steps and start soon enough, then, or if we can change it and turn it around early, then we can prevent these things from damaging our bodies, because we are living long. People in America and in the world are just living longer, so we have a long time in our bodies, and I it, it's while we don't know what's going to happen in the
Yep.
future, at least give your body a fighting chance. And that's what my goal is, and why I do what I do. It's like, I'm going to give my body, and as I age and as I move forward with
Yeah.
life, I want to give my body a fighting chance, so that if something that happens just with age, our bodies will
Yes.
naturally deteriorate with age. There's nothing we can do about it. Gravity's working on us. But I don't have to I don't have to go silently into the night. And that's a
Mhm.
quote from
Exactly. I
Independence
don't.
Day,
I won't go.
when the
You know
president
who
of
uses that? I ain't even go. I ain't gonna tell you who's been using
silently
that,
in
but
the
I ain't gonna say it. I won't go silently into that.
will
it's a
not
good
go
speech.
silently.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's someone else. Oh, I think I know who you're talking
And
about.
I'm like, really, really?
Well,
It got me messed up.
well, that person should not be using
Mhm,
Independence Day. But
mhm, mhm.
anyway,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
taking that
That's funny,
back over
funny.
here. So, it's not gonna. We just
Sure.
need to do as much as possible when it comes to our
Yes,
disease
it is.
management. And exercise is disease management. It is chronic illness
Yeah.
management. It's chronic illness prevention, and it doesn't have to be just something that's that people. It can be fun. Exercise can be fun. So I always
Yeah.
encourage people, please get out and
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
and start now.
No, exactly. And
Start
especially
now,
that's what I'm
not
saying,
later.
for us African American females, I don't know, we have to be in your face sometimes and we keep preaching it. But, Norma and myself, we practice what we preach, and we, as I said, and I've said it before, we're just trying to make sure that you don't go through anything that she and I have had to go through, and when we're saying this,
Mhm.
as I said, we're not just talking at you. We're trying to talk with you and be with you and help you walk through this journey of healthiness, because as you were saying, Norma, our bodies do deteriorate as we grow up. I don't say older. I say as we grow up.
Grow up.
I'm not
Yeah.
grown yet. I'm not grown
Yes.
yet.
I
I'm
like
not
that.
grown yet.
I like it.
For me, being at 67, I am healthier than I was when I was 25 and 30 and 35. I go,
Uh-huh.
except for the maintenance. I mean, I always have to have maintenance. And all of us have to have maintenance. You have to make sure
Mhm.
you're going through
Mhm.
those yearly checkups. Make sure you get your mammograms now. Make sure you get your yearly Pap smears, even after you're over 60. A lot of times folks are saying, "Oh, I'm over
Mhm.
65. I don't have to do that. I'm not producing babies or that." You still need to get your Pap smears. You have to get your
Mhm.
mammograms yearly because, as I said, your cellular structure does deteriorate as we grow up. And
Mhm.
so, therefore, we are actually
Mhm.
more prone for some of those things more so than when we were younger. So
Oh,
keep
yeah.
up with those, your doctor's appointments. Make sure you stay healthy. Do things to make yourself healthy. It's okay to splurge every now and again. I've been on the splurge this weekend, and I feel awful. I mean, um, I ate some things that I normally don't eat, and I see why I don't eat them. And I thought that I would, I thought I would feel good. I mean, I don't, I was giving myself, this
Uh-huh.
thing. I'm gonna do this because I haven't done it, and I see why I don't. So, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say to myself, just don't do it. Because there's no benefit in it, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not feeling it. It didn't taste good, and I don't feel good.
That
So, know your bodies. That's what we're saying.
yeah. Mhm.
As I said, Norma and myself, we're just trying to make sure that you understand the importance of taking care of yourself. It is so important. And that can be the whole gamut of, for me, it's a nucleus of things. It's a whole big circle of everything that you have to do. And just be mindful of it, right? Mindful is a big deal. Take the time out to relax. For me, I know it was a hard week for me. So me and that little lava lamp and my salt lamp was by the bed and it was on. I'd go up there, even if it was for a half hour, 15 minutes, sit there with my salt lamp on and
Yeah.
just, close the eyes and just relax, and then
Yeah.
come back to it. So all of it,
Yes.
just, what we're trying to say is, you don't need, sometimes you don't even know you're sick. Okay. And sickness doesn't have to be physically sick.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be mentally sick. It can be the whole
Mm.
sick. There's all different types of sicknesses when we say ill or sick. And more than your body more than anyone else, you know. And when you go to the doctor, have that
Mhm.
darn list ready. I know what I do is I put it in my phone and she comes and she's like, here's me, I got my phone out. I say, okay, what's this? What's that? Oh, is this? And then if you don't like what they're saying, ask questions, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Or go to a
Yeah.
new physician.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah.
scared to go to a new physician if that physician is
Yeah.
talking out
Yeah.
their ass. Okay. So did there here locally there is a physician his name I wonder if I should call it
What?
he maybe I shouldn't.
oh,
Anyway, there is a local physician who
I'm,
is
oh,
being
okay.
investigated by
Okay.
Medicaid because he's done some inappropriate stuff with people.
Was
He's
that the
done Medicaid
gynecologist
fraud,
person?
all
No.
sorts of
Okay. So
things. Well,
I know who he is. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yes,
Close
yes,
to where my
yes.
gynecologist is actually,
Okay,
which I'm going to be
so
changing gynecologist, by the way. But yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, so him, I had to go when
Yeah.
I was on Medicaid. I had to use him for an issue. And I remember he prescribed me some pills and he said, you need to take these pills. So I took them. But when I came back, I said, man, these aren't working. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's making me feel worse. And he's like, well, if you don't want to take those
Yeah.
pills, I don't know what I can do for you. And I was like, okay, man, thank you. I'll see you later. So never be
Yeah.
afraid to go to a different physician if that physician if the one you're at currently is speaking some bullshit and telling you to do something when you know your own body,
Mm-hmm.
you know it's not working. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
find the physician who will listen to you. And after
Mm-hmm.
him, I found a physician who listened and then
Mm-hmm.
got the issue taken care of, but had to go through
Mm-hmm.
this person
So
who
your
now is being
your spidey
investigated
senses were working for you,
because
right? And yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
know. We know. You know, if your body's not working or something's not right, listen to it. As Miss Pat's been saying,
yeah,
listen to
yeah,
it,
yeah.
listen
Yep,
to
and
it,
if
listen
you
to it.
don't like that one, go
So
like Norman
we,
was saying, go to another one. I have two I'll be the one on here. I have two
yeah,
doctors, and I know this is awful. I'm going to say it anyway. Two doctors make one, but uh, and I'm thinking I'm just going to switch to the one that I know, and it's a journey, y'all. But be diligent.
yeah,
Be diligent in it.
we can do it.
This is your
That's right.
life, man. This is, this is us. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes,
So
we have.
we have
Yes,
reached
yes.
30 minutes, Pat.
I
It's been
know.
a
I
wonderful
like it.
conversation
Yeah,
as
this was
always.
excellent. All
Yeah,
right, folks.
yeah.
All right.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks. We
So
will
thank you,
see you next week.
everybody. Uh,
All right. Take care.
see you next
Have a
week. All
great
right.
Sunday.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.